Slovakia. Right. Let's go back to that definition. I was saying taking thought of care. Yeah, taking thought of care. Right. And one with themselves and also for their people around them, especially their man. Right. Taking thought into what he cares, like what he likes and what he likes to do and what bothers him, what he doesn't like. Taking thought into those thoughts, thinking about those things, right? Not being selfish, thinking about yourself. Because, like, you'll have women that listen to this. And it's like, oh, well, he sounds like a sexist. Da, 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 da. It's like, you don't even understand. Like, that man obviously cares about you, right? Because he will do things for you. He will take care of you. So he's already taking thought on how to take care of you. But the majority of these women in this society, because they have that feminist spirit, they're not going to take thought to care about their man. But yet they say they want X, Y, and Z, right? They want they want A to Z, right, from their man, but yet they're only giving A. It's like, what? And the thing is, like, the man, A to Z is nothing for a real man, right? Because he's already capable of doing A to Z if he really wanted to. And usually he's doing already enough. But, in the society, the women of this world, they won't give you A to Z. They'll give you like A, maybe some H, and an I, but they're expecting A to Z, right? So a mindful woman, right, will take thought and care of her man and take care of him, right? Because the word woman means servant. So you would help him out. That's what your job is, to be his servant, his helpmate, right? You take care of him, he will take care of you. It's a very simple relationship, just like a lion, a male lion and a lioness. The male lion takes care of his lioness, and all of their lionesses, really, right? And they take care of him. It's a symbiotic relationship. You look up the word symbiotic. It's a symbiotic relationship, but this society has destroyed that symbiotic relationship between the man and the woman. Now it's starting to come back in order slowly, but I mean, it's still, and really it's gonna be fully put into place when Yahweh Shai gets here. But you can still see, all right, you can see bits and pieces or moments of that symbiotic relationship, right? But really, it's out of order right now, right? So when Yahweh Shai comes back, he's gonna put everything in order. But I'm just talking about what a mindful woman looks like, and I guess what it doesn't look like. Okay. So I've read enough of this definition. So let's go to Ecclesiasticus 7:26. Hast thou a wife after thy mind? Forsake her not, but give not thyself over for a light woman. So basically what I just said, like, hast thou a wife after thy mind? So you have a wife that's after your mind in the sense she wants to know how you think. So because if she knows how you think, then she knows how to please you, right? She knows what you don't like. She knows what you do like, right? Forsake her not. So don't forsake a woman that actually wants to know how you think. That's not a bad thing, right? But give not thyself over to a light woman. So, you know what? Let's see if we can. Word light. Oh, okay. It's funny. Not heavy, light in weight, right? So someone that's not grounded, a woman that's not grounded, that's another example, right? Not heavy, light in weight, right? When you're grounded, you're heavy, right? You can't be moved by certain things. Certain things can't move you, right? A light woman, right? Or someone who's just light in general, light woman, light man, they can be moved very easily by things, right? They're unstable, right? They're feeble, they're fickle. Okay? So you're not supposed to give yourself into a light woman like that. And you should be able to see it, if she's light. right? If you have that spiritual discernment, that keenness, that circumspectiveness, right there, trifling, trifling. So that's another term for a light, a trifling woman. Whew. Okay, so let's go back. We're at 26. Hast thou a wife after thy mind? Forsake her not, but give not thyself over to a trifling woman. It makes sense, does it not? Right? You're not supposed to give yourself to a trifling woman. You can't trust her. She's trifling. And let's go into the word trifling real quick. Trifling. Let's see if I spell this right. No. I think this would be it. Okay, yeah. False or idle, tale, later, matter of little importance, mockery, deception, uncertain origin, treat lightly, trifle, cheat, mock. Definition of wordnet: waste time, spend one's time idly or inefficiently. Yeah, a trifling woman would be doing that. Synonyms: idle, wanting, and the scriptures talk about a wanting eyes. Right. And let me just make sure I got the right one. See if we have trifling. I just want to make sure I spelled it right. Trifling. Yeah, so that is the synonym of trifling. Right? So someone who's basically a cheater. Right? So don't give yourself to that woman like that. And like I said, you should be able to see that. You should have the discernment to see that. And if you can't see that, you shouldn't be dealing with women. Because they'll take you, you can be destroyed by them. Right? So you have to be careful. Ecclesiasticus 9:1. Be not jealous over the wife of thy bosom, and teach her not an evil lesson against thyself. Right? So also you got to be careful about what you tell them. Right? You can't be telling them all that your deepest, darkest secrets, right? Or your weaknesses, really. You can't be telling them that. Right? So that can go to another lesson, but you want to be careful about what you say, because the scriptures also say, be wise with your tongue, what you say, because it can bite you back, Give not thy soul unto a woman to set her foot upon thy substance, right? Like it just said. So don't give your soul unto that woman. Meet not with an harlot. And then, this is talking about a woman that's not mindful, really. That's what it's going into. Meet not with an harlot, lest thou fall into her snares, right? So a harlot can also go into a trifling woman, right? Harlot is dealing with more than one woman, a cheater. Or sorry, more than one man. But in this society, more than one woman also, Use not much the company of a woman that is a singer, lest thou be taken with her attempts. Gaze not on a maid, that thou fall not by those things that are precious in her. Right? So be careful whether, staring at these women. You get caught up into that allure of, them looking good and all that stuff, and you get caught up in that witchcraft. Give not thy soul unto harlots, that thou lose not thine inheritance. Right? Because harlots will get you fall into that trap of adultery. So don't give yourselves onto them. Now, the scriptures also say that you can still deal with a prostitute, right? But you're not supposed to give yourself onto them, right? Like you're my one and only. Look not round about thee in the streets of the city, neither wander thou in the solitary place thereof. Turn away thine eye from a beautiful woman, and look not upon another's beauty. For many have been deceived by the beauty of a woman, for herewith love is kindled as a fire. Right? So you have to be careful because you might be looking at another man's woman, right? Now, a mindful woman will see if you're looking at her. Let's say, you're walking down the street and you see a woman, she looks good. And she's not with any man, but you look at her. If she's really mindful, right, she will not give you any attention because she knows she has a man. And she knows you looking at her and even giving you any inclination that something can happen is being wicked. So she won't give you any attention. She'll just say, yeah, I have a boyfriend or I have a man or a husband, whatever, and keep it moving. If you go up and talk to her. But a harlot, a trifling woman won't do that. She would talk to you, give you the time of day, won't tell you that she has a man, right? Until you find out later on, and you're like, wow, right? She caught you in her snares and traps. So you have to be circumspect and keen. You have to have that spiritual discernment. You got to ask questions, because if that truly is the case, she will. They're not wise. They're not wise like men in the truth, right? So she's gonna make a mistake. But if you don't ask any questions, you won't get any answers, right? So if you're just saying, "Oh, I don't want to know," well, then you're saying you don't want to know if this woman is. If you don't, basically, you're saying if you don't want to know if you're falling into a trap or not, which is that whole ignorance is bliss nonsense. Okay, right? If you're in the truth, you can't have the ignorance is bliss nonsense, right? Last one. Sit not at all with another man's wife, nor sit down with her in thine arms, and spend not thy money with her at wine, lest thine heart incline unto her, and so through thy desire thou fall into destruction. Basically what I just said. So let's go to 2 John. The elder unto the elect lady and her children, whom I love in the truth, and not I only, but also all they that have known the truth, for the truth's sake which dwelleth in us, and shall be with us forever. Grace be with you, mercy and peace from Yahweh the Father, and from the Lord Yahushai Hamashiach, the Son of the Father, in truth and love. Right? So I just wanted to read that because it talks about the elected lady. So it's just not elect men that are going to be saved. It's also ladies, women, right? Which elect lady would be a mindful woman, right? So I did read about some of the traits of a mindful woman and some of the traits of a trifling woman. So you should be able to see the difference and make your judgment call, because we are trained to be judges, right? The elect are judges, joint heirs with Yahushai, and then you have Yahweh, the ultimate judge. So we're trained to be judges. So you have to make a judgment call. You have to ask questions. Good judges, like if you watch court, they ask questions, to find the answer here, right? See, to discern whether who's telling the truth and who's lying, right? So you have to ask questions, But yes, my point is that elect women are going to be saved. So you're going to find mindful women are going to pop up here and there. So if you find one, don't forsake that one. If she's trying to understand how you think, that's not a bad thing. But don't give your soul into her also, right? You got to be smart, right? You got to be smart, right? Because it's two different things. Letting her know your mind is not a bad thing, right? But you also have to make sure what you say. You have to be wise about what you say to the woman. But don't give your soul unto her also, because that's dangerous. Because at the same time, the woman is the weaker vessel, so demons can jump on her very easily and take that and use it against you. So you have to be circumspect. And if you can't do those things I just mentioned, then you shouldn't be dealing with women anyways. Just don't deal with them, right? Just don't put yourself in that scenario if you're not ready for the fire, right? Right? If you don't have the equipment to deal with the fire, do not jump into the fire and try and be a superhero. Okay, you're gonna get burned. And I'm speaking from experience. You're gonna get burned, so don't do that. If you can't be able to discern between all those things I just said, just stay away from them. Just, keep studying, keep growing. Jeremiah 6:2. I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman. So to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, we're supposed to be a comely and delicate woman, right? That's Israel, right? And more importantly, the elect. But like the same thing, what the scriptures say, the relationship between the man and woman is like the relationship between a man and to Yahweh, right? Yahushai and Yahweh, right? So It's the same thing. So our woman should be a calmly and delicate woman. So if she's not calmly and delicate, that's a trifling woman. You gotta stay away from that woman. You guys look at her traits, look at her behavior. It should get red flags should ring off in your head when you see her certain behavior traits. The way she carries herself. If she doesn't carry herself as a delicate and calmly woman, then you need to stay away from that woman, right? Or just deal with it and keep it moving. Don't invest any time in that. So the point has been made, right? So the main point is that a mindful woman is very good. It's a good thing. When you see that, don't throw it away. Don't forsake her. And also, there are going to be elect ladies, elect women that are going to be saved also, because we need women also to repopulate and bring back Israel. So when you find women like this, don't throw them away. It's not bad if she wants to know your mind. It's not a bad thing, right? So I hope this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect. I'd like to close out by saying, Ka hala Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and to the hopeful elect, pushing his word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. Death and destruction to his wicked kingdom, and the 2/3 as well. Kwam Yasharallah, Abad Babal, Shalom.